video. I hope everybody finds this as informative and learns something from it, as I did when I originally spotted this information and learned it. I'm just passing it on in a more well-displayed version of the situation to give you a thorough understanding of what's going on. Now, as you'll notice in the top left corner of the screen, a bunch of information. Most of it garbage. We don't need it. The only thing you want to pay attention to is that VOL, the velocity. That velocity is the VOL, is your velocity of movement throughout the game. So, what we're going to look at here is the velocity of movement depending on the weapon you have in your hands. And we're going to start with the knife. Now, as you're running with your knife, you're running at a solid 250 feet per second. I don't know what the measurement's supposed to be here, but that's what it is, 250. So, at your best, you're running 250 with your knife. Now, the next fastest speed is going to be with your pistol. You're running at 240 with your pistol. Now, there is the argument that you want to run faster with your knife, so use your knife. This makes sense if you're worried about speed. That's absolutely understandable. If you have to be there that fast, run with your knife. But at the same time, there is something to be said for being able to defend yourself at distance. And while a knife fight does score you more payment in the money situation, as far as money earned due to damage given, knife ain't going to help you a bit if there's three of them and they're already shooting at you. So the pistol in your hand is actually your better running option. Now, there is a caveat to this situation. There is an exception. That's coming up now. Now, with the Desert Eagle, you lose another 10 feet per second, or again, whatever their measurement volume is. So running with a Desert Eagle or a revolver, you have now slowed yourself down from 250, not to 240, but to 220. You're running 30 feet per second slower with your Desert Eagle as compared to a USPS or a 5.7. So, it makes a difference. Now, next up, this is the interesting one. The Scout. Now, what makes the Scout interesting is, you'll see here in the numbers in a second, with the Scout, you'll run at 230. Relatively good speed. Same speed you run with the AK-47. So, with your Scout, you're pulling a solid 230 feet per second. You're only 20 off of your knife. And you are able to defend yourself to some extent, depending on how good you are with your no scopes. At the same time, because you have that speed, you have full speed on your jiggle peaks. So you're not hampered or slowed down with the Scout. You get your full speed on your jiggles and you're running at 230. And like I said, that puts it right in there with the AK-47 as far as your ability to run and gun. Now, here's the big catch-22 to all the weapons. The Negev. One of the catch-22s. 150. Full 100 off of anything. You are slower than a dead dog running with the Negev. You're slow on your jiggles. You're slow on your reaction movements. It is not a weapon you want to be running with. Pull out that pistol. Pull out your knife. Don't run with the Negev. It will slow you down. Everybody will get there 10 minutes before you do, and you'll be late for dinner. Not a good weapon to try to jiggle peek with either. Now, here comes the big surprise one. Now, the Op and the Scout are supposedly the same size, roughly. Scout is a much bigger firepower. It is a one-shot, one-kill to the body, where the Scout is 2 shots to the body, 1 shot to the head. But while running with the Scout, you're hampered at 200 feet per second. And at the same time, when you go to do a jiggle peek, you don't get to that 200 instantly. It starts about 150. So there's a much larger delay and movement speed when attempting to jiggle peek with a Scout. With an Op. So, with the AWP, that can be a major bit of disadvantage. Now, the other thing you'll notice about with the Op, when you're in motion, your crosshairs blur. When you come to a standstill, your crosshairs will focus. And it's at that focus point that you're actually accurate. Boom, accurate. Boom, accurate. But only when they focus. Now, what makes that important or handy to know and understand, unlike the Op, when you're running with the Scout and shooting, the Scout's crosshair does the same out of focus, into focus situation. But the Scout does not have to focus those crosshairs to be accurate. The second you stop moving, it's accurate. You don't have to wait for the crosshairs to solidify. You can boom, boom, boom. You notice all those shots are going pretty much the same spot on the wall. If that was a man's body, you'd have done hit him 9 times. A little tighter pattern, you're going to get ahead, and it's about the right height if they're crouching. You've just taken somebody out of the game. So the Scout actually has the better running speed, better jiggle peek, and the better stopping and recovering full functionality of its aiming over the Op. Now, next up, we're going to go with a shotgun. Now, shotgun, you're running at 220. You're a little slower than the Scout, a little faster than, well, about the same speed as the Desert Eagle. But you still want to try for your knife because you're losing 30, knife or your pistol, you're losing anywhere from 20 to 30 feet per second running with the shotgun. Now, secondary and a little side note to it, the little header thing when you're watching the intro says, well, the shotgun, you'll be lucky to hit the broadside of a barn at distance. Sounds good when they say it, and in real life, that's the truth. In the game, those shots are all hitting the exact same spot, exact same pattern, exact same everything. Boom. 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 The spray pattern is wide, but it's accurate. It stays where you have it pointed. And it doesn't matter if you're close, it doesn't matter if you're far, as long as you point it at that spot, that's where that pattern's going to hit. So you wonder why you can get killed with a Scout at 1,000 yards. It can happen. Not as apt to happen, but it can happen. Now, running with the SMG. 230, same speed as your Scout, Same speed as your AK-47. One slight difference with the SMGs, their accuracy while moving, and it just quit playing, accuracy while moving with an SMG is not deterred. Your spray pattern will be there. It'll still travel up and just like any spray pattern. If you know how to control it and keep it pulled down, you can control it, but it won't go all crazy like trying to run and shoot the AK-47 or the M4A1S or the M4A4. You can actually have a controlled aim while moving with a SMG. So if you're in a run and gun building situation, close quarters, it's a great weapon to use. Now, the overall main goal for this whole tutorial was just to show you that these are the different speeds you run at with your weapons. You've all seen it, you all have noticed it, but I'm actually showing you how big a difference it is. Other than that, the only other thing I'll give you from this discussion is, while the op is a one-shot, one-kill for maneuverability and escape and shoot and run, the scout is actually your better weapon. The op is good for that one kill, but if you've practiced and you've trained your aim well enough to hit your headshots with a scout, it's just as deadly a weapon and twice as functional for your movement. Of course, that's just my opinion. That's what it is. It's my opinion. I hope this video has helped you. If you've liked it, check mark the like button down below the video. If you didn't like it, check mark the didn't like it. Subscribe to my channel. This will be on my Twitch channel and my YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube. I will also have the video posted up on my That Old Guy space playing CSGO on Facebook. Apparently Facebook doesn't like you to run the whole 9 yards together. It causes some kind of a confunction. Other than that, have a good day. Enjoy yourself. Play some CSGO or whatever game you're playing. And play it as best you can. Have fun. I'm out of here.